Just a single second of distraction or a split-second decision can completely change what happens next. Today, we're looking at some notable moments caught on camera and the safety lessons behind them. What's impressive isn't just the speed of the fighter jet, but the massive jet blast behind the engines as it takes off. The Honda driver was diagnosed with a lower back injury. The investigation is looking into whether the driver was impaired behind the wheel.
Pennsylvania. There was...
The black car fails to check their surroundings before squeezing into a narrow gap next to the truck. This quickly causes the situation to spiral out of control. According to the truck driver, he passed out right before the vehicle lost control. But the reason he blacked out hasn't been confirmed yet. An Aventador can accelerate incredibly fast. But when a crash happens, the repair bill is definitely something that catches your attention. Keeping a safe speed and following distance on the highway are two key ways to lower the risk of an accident. How strictly do you think someone should be penalized for causing a crash and then dragging the vehicle away from the scene? Luckily, Idaho State Police confirmed the trooper wasn't hurt after this sudden incident. This unexpected moment inside the car turns a normal situation into a stressful one in a matter of seconds. When towing a heavy load on a hill, you need a plan to prevent the vehicle from rolling back before you start. After the incident, the Tynan Fire Department ordered all 47 fire trucks of the same model to be sent back to the manufacturer for a deep safety inspection.
100 marks. They got a lot of them, but I don't think they have a power back. If you don't want to, that's fine. That's your.
The situation unfolds so fast. It shows how a completely normal drive can change in just a few seconds on the road. With a classic car, a crash like this is even tougher to watch because vehicles like this are very hard to restore to their original condition. At Ray Nisef Jara, tourists need to follow the warning signs to stay safe. This kind of sneaker wave is dangerous because it can appear out of nowhere and hit much harder than the waves before it. Before seeing this, did you ever wonder where a giraffe takes shelter during a thunderstorm? When visiting a volcanic area, tourists should always respect the restricted zones. The steel coil keeps rolling from its own momentum, creating a dangerous situation for any nearby vehicles. Luckily, reports say no one was hurt after the incident. A ship coming into the port suddenly crashes hard into the shore, sending the situation quickly out of control. Just one wave turns an ideal photo spot into a moment caught on camera for a completely different reason. One of them managed to jump out of the vehicle at the very last second. After several tries, she starts backing through the exit while the gate still isn't fully secured. Just one wrong move can take the drivers behind you completely by surprise, leaving them no time to react. Approaching the overpass, the dump bed slams into the underside of the bridge, sending a massive shockwave through the whole vehicle. Where are you all watching from today, and what's the weather like in your area? He manages to keep his balance at the edge of the pit, narrowly avoiding falling in along with the chair. The inside camera shows staff and customers suddenly running out of the area after hearing a warning from a worker outside. Disaster management teams blocked off the area within about a 1-kilometer radius. It takes just a few seconds from the moment the vehicle taps the shelf until the entire structure starts coming down. According to the early investigation, the 45-year-old driver hit a total of 8 other cars. Luckily, no one was hurt. At the port of Antofagasta in northern Chile, a mobile crane starts losing its balance while trying to lift a heavy load. This happened after a massive blizzard in Vladivostok, as severe weather conditions caused major issues across the city. A dashcam captures the incident unfolding on Highway 50 near Stockton Boulevard in Sacramento. A woman seems to forget her car is still pumping gas and suddenly drives away from the station. He gets to the car before the fire department pulls Mike out and triggers the fire suppression system to knock down the flames. The driver then slows down and pulls over to the shoulder. Traffic police arrive shortly after to inspect the scene and figure out what happened. The moment the vehicle hits the structure shows just how much impact force a heavy truck can create. It's believed that this morning's sun may have blinded the driver, keeping them from seeing the hard snowbank ahead. In Italy, a car rear-ends the vehicle in front of it, but instead of stopping to sort it out, they immediately take off from the scene. In a situation with almost no braking power left, the driver still manages to steer the vehicle away from other cars. With a load weighing nearly 29 tons, if the lifting system fails, there's almost no time for anyone to step in and fix it. The impact up top makes the vehicle unstable, causing it to roll over onto its side right near the tunnel entrance. The car next to it is forced to swerve to avoid a direct hit, but that sudden jerk of the wheel sends the vehicle spinning off course. Even a parked car can take heavy damage when a tree or branch gives way and falls from above.
我靠！哦，牛逼死了 ！Brother, oh my God, what the heck?
Just looking at the reaction of the people standing nearby shows you exactly how unexpected this was. The driver just wanted to leave the parking lot, but they accidentally turned the process into a durability test for all the cars around them. Seeing things go wrong, friends nearby quickly rush in and hit the kill switch on the motorcycle. Just seconds later, the wind drags the tables and chairs away, turning a normal meal into total chaos. When roof materials start flying off in the wind, the priority should be getting out of there and finding solid shelter instead of trying to hold it down by hand. The person being let in should still check the traffic themselves before making their move. Dropping temperatures turn the road into a layer of black ice that's very hard to spot. This heavily cuts down on braking and steering control. When pulling out of a spot near a building entrance, drivers should move very slowly and double-check what gear they're in before hitting the gas. During a flash flood warning, vehicles carrying a lot of people need to stay away from bridges, creek beds, and flooded roads.
Jesus Christ.
Luckily, authorities confirmed there were no casualties reported after this incident.
Jesus Christ.
A bus suddenly loses control after its brakes fail, sending the vehicle barreling forward.
Oh my God, fuck!
Oh my God! There's an elephant!
He probably just meant to hold down the tables.
Oh! Oh, huh! Oh, huh, huh! Oh, huh, 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 huh! Oh,
Oh,
oh, huh! Oh, huh, huh! Oh, huh, 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 huh!
oh, oh.
Luckily, the operator of the yellow crane reacted just in time. The driver reacted incredibly fast, swerving just in time to avoid a crash that was seconds away from happening.
Jesus Christ.
A cow walks right up to a group of people gathered by the lake. It looks like it just wants to see what's going on. When you come across wild elephants, keeping a wide distance and always having an escape route is incredibly important.
To get clear of the cage, one of them remains to lift the lid. When this happens, rather than running, attacks the wildlife rescuer. He uses the cage doors as
When
shield
releasing
before
large
jumping
animals
into the
like
bed of the
bears
rescuer was
back
able
into
to
the
maintain
wild,
his balance
rescuers
as the
need to
vehicle
make sure they
began
have
moving.
plenty of
Rescuers said this
distance.
scenario-
It looks like the bull wanted to test if Riggs was truly ready to move up to the next level. When driving, keep your focus on the road and cut out any distractions to stay safe. Looking at the front of the Ferrari after the crash really shows why racing safety systems are so essential. Keep your distance, look far ahead, and always be ready for another driver to do something unexpected. An impressive stunt is only truly complete when all safety limits are strictly followed. From a distance, the sea of clouds looks like a giant waterfall, slowly spilling over the mountain ranges. During heavy winds, trash can lids and patio furniture should be closed up or securely tied down. Lightning striking right in the middle of a snowstorm creates a very rare sight. A playful elephant looks for its friends in the shallow waters of the Okavango Delta. The driver just wanted to find a parking spot, but their SUV accidentally remodeled the sidewalk behind it instead. Luckily, the man wasn't hurt, and shortly after a bystander came over to ask if he needed any help. In off-road sand racing, controlling your speed is a major key to staying stable. Inside inspection areas, space is usually pretty tight, so driving at a crawl is the best way to avoid any sudden accidents. This footage from inside a famous hotel in Turkey captures the exact moment an earthquake suddenly strikes. Before a heavy truck rolls through a muddy area, the driver needs to check how solid the ground actually is. Putting down salt sand or de-icer on your driveway can really help cut down the risk of slipping for anyone walking up to the house. Over 5,700 people in the Twanjoyon area were evacuated right before the dam broke.
Allvalar dyker upp ovanför ytan.
Two people suddenly find themselves standing right in the middle of a dining table for guests weighing tens of tons. Wild animals showing up near homes and cars can cause some wildly unpredictable accidents. Someone nearby quickly rushed over and pulled both of them out of the water. According to the Coast Guard, the man believes that if it had hit him in the head, the outcome could have been terrible. Luckily, he managed to dodge the direct hit, right after he couldn't hide his relief, thanking God out loud. Search teams recovered the plane's black box right after the crash. In Kuala Lumpur, a dashcam catches the moment. A white SUV suddenly slides sideways out of the fast lane on a busy highway. With small trucks, cargo needs to stay under the weight limit and be loaded evenly. The rollover throws the people sitting in the back of the truck bed right onto the ground. The scene is looking perfectly romantic until an unscripted supporting actor suddenly shows up in the background. The driver should just find another spot instead of trying to force the car in a way that could lead to a crash. He just wanted to pull out of his parking spot, but he accidentally turned the whole area into a motorcycle domino effect. There's not enough info to pin down the exact cause just yet, so it's too early to blame a broken axle, a failed suspension, or steering issues. While the car was still stuck in the sinkhole, firefighters opened the door and rescued the 80-year-old driver and their 70-year-old passenger. The fall sends him sprawling right in front of an oncoming car, but luckily the driver managed to hit the brakes in time.
Aïe 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 aïe. Attention.
Near Lancaster, Pennsylvania, a hot air balloon carrying 2 women and a guide runs into trouble. Some cars fly through at way too high a speed. This causes the vehicles to launch off the road and instantly lose stability right after landing. The safest move is to stop the performance immediately and keep a safe distance. At the port in Plymouth, Massachusetts. Luckily, none of the passengers on the boat were hurt. Thanks to the quick warning signal, the dump truck driver slowed down and came to a stop. A car gets jammed in a mobile car wash system, leaving the driver scrambling to reverse out of the heavy equipment. A dashcam in China records the exact moment a tornado suddenly sweeps through, lifting a car right off the road. At Crissy Field in San Francisco, Eric Kramer was windsurfing when a massive gray whale suddenly breached right in front of him. Even without snow, the beach can still turn itself into a giant foam party.
Oh, shit! Oh, Jesus Christ!
In some jobs, disconnecting just one wrong pipe instantly turns your whole workday into a very memorable one. If you were the guy in this situation, would you run out to block the rack or focus on warning everyone to stay out of its path? An entire documentary was created almost entirely without the need for a traditional studio. The damage is estimated at around $2,100 for the car that was hit and roughly $8,600 for the Mustang. At the train station, staying away from the edge of the platform and paying attention to the tactile warning strips is incredibly important. Luckily, the falling panels were made of wood, so it didn't cause a major disaster.
这里提醒大家，在户外一定注意安全。
The most important thing to do is get out of the landslide's path instead of standing around watching or trying to film it. How much of the damage do you think insurance will cover for the car that caused the crash? She wanted to save her car's paint job, but she almost turned herself into a human scratch pad instead. On August 15th, nearly 800 flights were canceled as storm winds severely hit traffic and aviation operations. Right in the middle of Typhoon Jebi, ripping through Osaka, a pizza delivery guy still tries to ride his scooter through the massive winds. Officials believe that days of heavy rain weakened the ground, causing it to lose its structural support. The rings of bubbles help herd the school of fish into a much tighter spot. A pod of about 3 or 4 humpback whales put on a wildly rare show right near the shore. A section of the hydroelectric dam also collapsed. This created waves around 2 meters high, leaving multiple areas completely flooded. Massive waves kicked up by Storm Regassa slammed straight into the Fullerton Ocean Park Hotel. The surrounding area should be treated as highly dangerous, right up until utility crews confirm the power is fully cut off. During heavy winds, try to avoid standing or parking under large trees, especially ones that are leaning or have dead branches.
No, it's still burning. Call 911. Call 911. Oh!
Oh, right over. Oh!
When a power line drops onto the road, you can't tell if it's live just by looking at it.
Dude, I think this person had a heart attack in his car.
A pretty big muscular guy gets completely caught off guard and jumps out of his skin when a loud thunderclap hits. In Skiathos, tourists standing right near the airport suddenly felt the raw power of a jet blast. The exact moment a massive 747 has to wrestle with heavy crosswinds right before its wheels touch the runway. When running into elk near Rocky Mountain National Park, it's best to keep a safe distance. Looks like today's prayer service had a very special guest. Only difference is, this one took up quite a bit of space. What's really impressive here is that Nicole is terrified of heights, but she still pushed through her fear to climb up and rescue the cat from a really dangerous spot. Luckily, this only resulted in a near miss with the worker running the machine nearby. The delivery driver had just set the food down on the curb when a 4-legged customer suddenly showed up to claim the order. The 2 people in the flipped BMW were eventually helped out, and according to reports, neither was hurt. The boat was finally brought to a safe stop before it could crash into anyone or any other vessels on the water.
Go over top of it. Does that work?
Roger, yeah, we're going to try a couple different...
Once you get a stop signal from law enforcement, the much safer move is to slow down. Taking just a few extra seconds to look before crossing the intersection can easily prevent a rear-end crash like this one. An inexperienced driver makes a mistake at the wheel, and the car suddenly shoots straight toward a lake. A stolen car takes off in a high-speed chase with police right before the situation completely spirals out of control. Security cameras catch the moment a woman rides her minibike straight toward the front gate. Luckily, the protective padding around the pole soaked up a massive amount of the impact. When taking a corner, the wrong speed and steering angle can easily send a vehicle flying right off its intended path. The officer talks with the driver involved while traffic is kept far away from the shooting water. An impressive stunt is only truly great to watch when fire safety and emergency responses are fully ready to go. The original plan was just to make a little extra room, but the tractor decided to start wall climbing instead of sitting still.
Полет нормальный.
With no one behind the wheel, a car can suddenly change directions, becoming a huge danger to anyone nearby. After taking the fall, the man gets right back up and picks up the stuff he just dropped. What do you think a new motorcycle rider should practice the most first: throttle control, braking, or balancing?
Oh!
Before the box even made it to the door, the delivery experienced a very unplanned landing.
Let's see the backup. Here? Oh, shit, okay. Are you behind me? Holy fuck. Oh my God. Holy
A BMW SUV rear ends another SUV stopped in traffic around 8:47 in the morning. Wearing the right protective gear can really cut down your risk of injury when an unexpected fall happens. Sometimes disasters happen with almost no warning at all. High winds knock down a massive water tank right in front of a store, slamming into a car parked right underneath it. In the rain, drivers should slow down before a curve and keep their braking and steering really smooth to avoid losing traction. Keeping a wide distance from a towed vehicle gives the driver behind it much more time to react. Continuing to run only skyrockets the risk, and it usually makes the outcome way worse than just pulling over and cooperating.
At Detroit and Bell, he just turned on to St. Charles, stop.
During high-speed chases in residential neighborhoods, do you think police should keep pursuing or switch to safer tracking methods? Takeoffs that look incredibly steep still have to be done within operating limits and follow strict flight crew procedures.
And people really need to pay attention to some of the warnings about this dangerous beach. The kids that live there locally like to go out and play in the beach.
The prettier the beach and the bigger the waves, the more careful you need to be.
These kids are being quite foolish here at Lumahai.
This incident shows that standing on the shoulder during icy conditions is still incredibly risky.
97 and a 70, what's the reason for that?
$28.07. We just had a vehicle.
Driving at a speed that matches the road conditions is way more important than the actual speed limit. While the truck is moving, one of its cargo doors suddenly swings wide open. The second he steps out near the car, his feet suddenly lose their grip, sending him crashing onto the pavement. If you were sitting at a cafe and saw tables flying away like this, would you run straight inside or look for the nearest shelter? Her friend go down, the other girl immediately runs over to help. But she completely forgets about the very obstacle that just tripped her friend. Handrails de-icing salt or grip tape can make walking up and down winter stairs a lot safer.
Here he comes. Oh, I got that on video.
You got that on video.
What are you doing standing there? I fell. Oh, shit. Are you okay? No, I didn't.
Just a few seconds of difference in positioning can decide whether a car avoids a falling tree or gets completely crushed by it. Looks like this version of Brownie doesn't need a driver's license. Just a car and a few seconds of zero supervision. During winter, thin layers of black ice on a driveway can be almost impossible to spot.
Oh, come on. Malo. Ah, malo. Rồi, xuống thương lượng.
Even though a cop shows up at the exact moment of the crash, the craziest part here is the motorcycle riding against traffic. Do you think libraries should prioritize investing in flood prevention or digitizing historical documents to reduce damage when disaster strikes? Do you think libraries should prioritize investing in flood prevention or digitizing historical documents to reduce damage when disaster strikes? Slowing down and looking closer at night can buy you precious time to dodge a sudden crash. Slowing down and looking closer at night can buy you precious time to dodge a sudden crash. The moment happens so fast, he instantly reacts and realizes he's stuck outside right as the weather turns. That exact moment of distraction makes her miss the concrete ledge right under her feet, causing her to suddenly trip and fall. The motorcyclist barely made it out of the area with just seconds to spare. When the wind is strong enough to rip a tent from its stakes, the safer choice is to walk away and find solid shelter instead of fighting to save your stuff. real danger isn't just the wind speed itself. It's the objects getting whipped around at high speeds near large crowds and traffic. During a storm with heavy gusts, even massive objects on roofs or sitting outside can get pushed around. The minibus eventually swerves completely off course and slams right into a streetlight. When there's a heavy wind warning, it's a good idea to keep one hand free to grab a railing or something solid if you have to walk outside.
Not the girl.
If the driver had just waited a few more seconds for the passenger to fully close the door, this whole disaster could have been avoided. Do you think roofs stacked with snow should be cleared early? Or is blocking off the area below until it melts good enough? After taking her first fall, she tries to head back inside. But the ice is so slick that every single step turns into a massive struggle. They were just stepping outside, but the roof suddenly decided to drop down a snow package that nobody asked for. Looks like the wind wanted to keep him home instead of letting him go on vacation. Billboards, standing signs, and lightweight outdoor gear can lose their footing incredibly fast when heavy gusts hit. A wall that looks completely solid can still get wiped out in seconds by the sheer force of rushing water. I was trying to catch the sheer power of the storm on camera, but the wave decided to give him an up-close personal experience instead. A massive gust of wind suddenly sweeps through, ripping a whole self-serve car wash right off its foundation. Seeing what's happening, the owner drops their phone and bolts outside to stop the umbrella from smashing into their car.
It is gonna come down. Oh! It fell! Holy shit! Oh my god! I got it on tape! I got it on tape! Oh my...
After a tree blocks the road, it's best not to try squeezing past it if it's still super windy out or if more branches look like they might fall. Just seconds after walking inside the scene completely changes as blowing sand completely swallows up the area. Behind every solid rescue is the teamwork of multiple different crews. A huge thank you to the officers on the scene who didn't hesitate to do whatever it took to help out.
And King. And there is a...
The teamwork between police and fire crews here shows exactly why pulling together matters so much during an emergency. Big thanks to everyone stepping up to protect the community.
Я все заснял, нахуй, слышишь? Охуеть, блядь.
After the crash, the best part is seeing everyone stick around pulling together to safely get the car unstuck, thanks to all the bystanders who didn't think twice before lending a hand. Thanks for joining us as we went through today's craziest moments. If you like seeing the wild things caught on camera out on the road, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a video.